Hey guys, thanks for checking out this video. We are going to take a look at the 2024 Fighter. This is through the preview, so we have some more information about what this will be like. And I'll do an update video when the Player's Handbook comes out. So I have here on the screen, on the left-hand side of the screen, the 2014 Fighter, and on the right-hand side of the screen, the most recent playtest. And I've marked off the items that we have confirmed from the various presentations that Dungeons & Dragons is doing, giving us previews for this stuff. And it also includes a D&D Beyond article on the fighter. So first, if we look here at the fighter table, the things we notice is the fighting style stayed where it's at, but they've told us that protection fighting style has improved. Second Wind and Weapon Mastery is new. Second Wind has 2 uses now and increases. They didn't confirm if the increases were the same as the last playtest, but if they were, there they are. Weapon Mastery starts with 3. They didn't confirm if the increases there were the same as the last playtest or not. Tactical Mind is a new power. Tactical Shift is a new power. Indomitable is not a new power, but a little bit different in how it works. Master of Armaments from the playtest is changed to a Tactical Master. Studied Attacks remains at level 13 and is new. And then at level 19, the ability score improvement has changed to an Epic Boon. Don't know if the proficiencies have stayed the same as the playtest with the starting equipment. That wasn't covered. The fighting styles are all now feats. They talked about that. And every time you gain a level, you can replace one. Second Wind, you can use it twice. You regain 1 expanded use when you finish a short rest and all when you finish a long rest. That seems to have stayed the same and is different from 2014. 2014, you only had just 1 Second Wind. Action Surge, surprisingly, wasn't spoken of. I'll actually make it to Weapon Mastery. So you can finish a long rest. You can practice with different weapons. You can change your 3 weapons or more as you get higher level as you finish a long rest. That stayed the same from the playtest, it appears. Action Surge wasn't spoken about, but in the playtest it was different at the end, where on your turn you can take 1 additional action except the magic action. So we'll see how that's going to play in when we get the Player's Handbook, I guess. Level 2, Tactical Mind. That stayed the same as the playtest. When you fail an ability check, you can expend a use of your Second Wind, and then you get to add a d10 to it, the check that is. And if you fail, you don't spend it. So fighters are going to be great at making ability checks. Then we come to Tactical Shift at level 5 from the playtest, unchanged. That one is whenever you activate your Second Wind, you can move up to half your speed without provoking opportunity attacks. Level 9 Indomitable. Didn't really speak about this one, but they did cover this in the D&D Beyond article, and so it appears to stay the same. And with it, which is different than 2014, in 2024, when you use your Indomitable and you fail a saving throw, you can reroll it with a bonus equal to your fighter level. So +9 when you first get it, up to +20 at 20th level. So fighters should not fail a skill check and not fail a saving throw. Level 9, at the end of the playtest, a Master of Armaments. They changed that to Tactical Master. And what that does is, with any weapon, you can use the Weapon Mastery Push, Sap, or Slow property. So that's going to be pretty easy to use on the table. And those are some pretty good powers that you can use with any weapon now. Studied Attacks at level 13 is new, and the same as the last playtest. You make an attack roll against a creature and you miss. You have advantage on your next attack roll against that creature before the end of your next turn. Then we get the subclasses. So Battlemaster is making it in, and they changed Student of War the same as they did in the playtest. Come down here to Battlemaster. It used to give you a proficiency, but now it also gains a proficiency and a skill in addition to the tool. Know Your Enemy got redone. They didn't confirm if it's still bonus. Hopefully it is. Hopefully it's the same it was all written before. They did confirm that it does the same thing about knowing vulnerabilities and resistances and immunities, and that there's a limited number of uses for it. They didn't cover Improved Combat Superiority, Relentless, or Ultimate Combat Superiority, but I imagine those will all remain the same from the playtest, the last playtest that we had. And see, the Relentless one is significantly different than 2014. Once per turn, you can use a maneuver, roll a d8, and use that number rolled instead of expending a superiority die. So there you go, once per turn. Then the next thing we have is the maneuvers. So we get Ambush, Bait and Switch, Commanding Presence, and Tactical Assessment were mentioned from Tasha's. There's 2 in Tasha's that they did not mention, that being Grappling Strike and Quick Toss. So those may or may not show up. And then the various maneuvers had changes to them. I won't go through all the details of those, but you can see it here on the screen. All the maneuvers getting some changes. They did specify that if you have a weapon mastery power, it can stack with a maneuver. So if you have a maneuver that's a pushing maneuver, like this one, push up to 15 feet, plus the push of the weapon be 25-foot push. Now this one is a strength saving throw or be pushed. The weapon one is 10 feet, regardless of their save. The Brawler from the playtest did not make it, not one of the 4 subclasses that they look like they're going to have in 2024 D&D. The second one they have is Champion, and they have some nice tweaks to this. The improved critical works on unarmed strikes in addition to weapon attacks. The Remarkable Athlete was moved from 7th level down to 3rd level. Gives you advantage on initiative rolls and strength athletics checks. I think that's a little cleaner than what they used to have. And they revealed that Surprise has been revised such that if you're surprised, you have disadvantage on your initiative check. So if you're a champion, you would just have a straight up initiative check if you were surprised. Really simplifying surprise. I like that a lot. I can't wait to play with like that with the at the table. Then they removed this part of here, the running long distance jump, and replaced it with if you crit someone, you can move your speed divided by 2 without an opportunity to attack. And you're going to crit 1 out of every 10 attacks, and eventually 1 out of every 3 out of 20 attacks as you get higher level. Okay, then they have level 7 digital fighting style. That moved down from level 10. Level 10 heroic warriors, a new one. During combat, you can give yourself heroic, it's now inspiration, was advantage in the playtest, inspiration, whenever you start your turn without it. So heroic inspiration now lets you reroll any die roll. So I assume that means an attack roll, a damage roll, a death saving throw, whatever you're rolling. Trying to think of what other things you might roll as a champion fighter, but whatever they are, you have this. Oh, maybe somehow you have a wand and use the last charge of the wand. It's got a 1 to 20 chance of being destroyed. You probably get to reroll that if you roll that 1. Level 15 Spear Critical, just adding the unarmed strikes to that. And finally, at level 18 Survivor, the Defy Death power is added to the playtest. It's the same as the playtest. Advantage on death saving throws. Roll an 18 to 20 on a death save, you get the benefit of rolling a 20. Okay, the third subclass is Eldritch Knight. Not much changed here, but they did remove the schools of magic that you have to pick from. So that will kind of open up what you can choose there. It's prepared spells now instead of what was it before? It was spells known before. When you get a level in the class, you can replace your spells known with another from your choice of the wizard's list. You can now use a arcane focus as a spellcasting focus. Level 7 is improved. Their whole spellcasting war magic has been improved quite a bit. It used to have to spend a bonus action to make a weapon attack in addition to a cantrip. Now you take the attack action on your turn, you can replace one of the attacks with the casting of a wizard cantrip. Level 18, take the attack action, replace 2 of the attacks for the casting of a wizard spell. Now it was in the last playtest a wizard spell. It's indicating it's a level 1, 2, or 2 spell now. That is it for the fighter. The new other 4th subclass is the Echo Knight, which they didn't go into specifics for it, but to say that it was very similar to the Echo Knight that is already available. So that's it. That is the 2024 fighter, and I'll update this again when we get the player's handbook. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.